I'm getting you ready to do this. How's everybody doing? Well, nobody's in here yet. It is 1:12 a.m. It sure is. January the 23rd, Thursday. And I want to talk to y'all. How you doing, Christopher? First to the chat. How you doing? Up late night to connect with y'all. Uh, Feel free to drop by to my website www.motherwizdomtree.com. Feel free to drop by to book your spiritual reading. Uh-huh. I'm looking for something, y'all. Oh gosh, I cannot keep up with my little wipes to keep my glasses clean. One minute it'll be here, and next minute I got a nice little junk pile here. So look, we don't have time to be wasting, fussing, and horseplaying, as you all already know. I'm just giving everybody a bit of time to get in here. Uh, we're gonna have a small crowd tonight. Not many people know I'm here. Uh, we can make the best out of what's here. In a sense, I can sit here and frighten you to death, but that ain't what I'm here for. I'm here telling y'all that it's a change coming, and this change that's coming ain't necessarily what we're used to. But this is the time that you need to partner up with like-minded people so you'll be able to survive uh, this destruction, this impact that's coming our way. So I don't want you to get scared, because when I say the word destruction, I know you're saying, "Oh my God, that sounds scary and everything." But at the same time, too, we got to look at it like this right here. It's not just the fall of us, but it's the fall of America. And nothing like the structure of America could ever survive because of the heinous things that it has done to the natives that were already here. And I'm not talking about what, they always show us. They represents the native, because that ain't the natives, okay? The natives that were here, we done already discussed what the natives looked like and what they were and what regions they were in. There were people of all colors, don't get me wrong, that were native here when the pilgrims came on their ships, you know what I mean? But they were on that side in the west, and over on this side was people that looked like me over here in the south, and it was just like we all respected each other's territories. In other words, you didn't see us going around trying to steal nothing or take anything from those out west, and vice versa. It was only when those came from the Mayflower came here to disturb the peace that was here on the land of Little Turtle Island and Maruku, whatever you want to call this place. Okay? So they are here now. They have terraformed the land. They have constructed, their system of racism, and they have constructed their matrix, and they've constructed their machinery, and they have constructed their dis-ease that makes what business, that keeps what healthcare clogged, have you coming back and forth. Is in the food, is in the air, you drink it, you think it, You're programmed by it. All of these different things that are going on with this. No apologies, no respect for the inhabitants that were here first, that have built this place. You understand? No acknowledgement, no thank you, no nothing. Like it was just like, hey, it never happened. What these individuals have actually given up and not been compensated for it. And no, Black History Month is not enough. Martin Luther King will not ease our pains. His day, it won't ease our pain. No. We want fair compensation. And until we get fair compensation, you're going to continue to watch the United States of America, okay, become the divided states of America. You're watching the divide right now. You're watching them scramble to hurry up and run right now. Okay, this man has gotten in the office right now, and his primary concern at this point is to save what? The billionaires. The billionaires are frightened right now for so many reasons. They depend on people like us, the masses, to stay ignorant and stay in the dark. And the fact that that ain't happening no more, they're really concerned. Their biggest fear is that we just rock the boat and they fall over into the tide. And it's happening right now. This shift that is occurring right now got them what? Drilling underground. Drilling underground to run. And that what they're doing, and they don't even realize, is they're creating their own tombs. Because when they go in there, they're going to encase themselves in there. That's going to be their coffins, because the great mud flood is coming. I want to talk to y'all. How many of you all remembered me on my other channel, the Mother Wisdom Tree channel, a month ago when I told you all I was sitting on the porch? It was, the name of the video is called Prediction Snowstorm. How many of you all in here? We got I see we got a different crew of people. So you all may not know anything about it. Okay, so we got new people in here. We just, only nobody I recognize is Christopher here right now. Okay, so the other people may not necessarily remember that video. But if you don't mind, I got another channel called the Mother Wisdom Tree channel. Could you please go and watch the video, the recent live, that is named Prediction Snowstorm. What I did, I warned you all that this great snowstorm was coming to the south. I warned you all. I even told you all what to do to get yourselves prepared for it. You can look there in my little shopping area. You see that shopping bag that is like almost like centered to the right? That's a shopping bag if you'd like to shop those products or what have you. These are some of the things that I'm going to be getting and some of the things that I'm suggesting you all to get. Okay? There's a great event coming. Press 1 if you're not too familiar with me. Press 1. Because this is definitely a new crowd. Press 1. How you doing, Christopher? You're one of my regulars. Hello, Lotus Fire. How you doing? Hey, Juan. Happy to see you all here. Hey, Star for Rob. How are you? Hey, Brian Thomas. Lotus Fire said, and Lotus Fire, I remember you. Is that the video you told us to get plenty of blankets? Well, I did quite a few videos where I said, please, you all get plenty of blankets. But this particular video, I was sitting on my front porch, and I warned everybody that a great snowstorm was coming to the south. That was a whole month ago. If y'all want the latest to know what is getting ready to get down, you definitely want to stay tuned in to this channel, because I got some other things that I need to tell you all to prepare yourselves for. Okay. I want you all to know that what we experienced down south, okay, was the work of weather modification. You got to be an onion head to continue to believe that it is a pole shifting that's responsible for this, and God's not pleased, and it's the end times, and all this ridiculousness. They are using machines, airplanes that spray out seed clouds with aluminum. The aluminum is to reflect the sun back at itself. The sun is their greatest enemy right now. The sun god Ra is bringing judgment upon, really the earth, but we're going to talk about the United States of America right now because of the injustices, okay? That they have money to give to everybody but the people that actually are the descendants of those who built this place. For every action, there's a reaction. If you don't want to believe in karma, believe in cause and effect. For every action, there's a reaction. If I drop my phone on the floor, here on this here ceramic floor, guess what? You're going to hear it. May just shatter it. That's the reaction. And there's no way to defy what? Physics when it comes to that. The same goes here. The United States is under judgment right now. And if you ain't never listened to me ever in your life, this is the one time you wants to have your ears wide open. Look at that tent. Look at that heater. Look at that filter. You definitely want to look into an investment in that. And if you don't want to get that, those are some of the things I suggest. And you may just have to wind up going somewhere if that's too expensive to find something that you can afford. Go to Facebook Marketplace or somewhere in that area to find things that you can afford, something that is reasonable, because some of you are going to need it. Some of you all are going to need this. Mountain bikes, road bikes, because I see something that's coming. There was a woman saying, she said, it's something coming. I know it is. I need somebody to speak. I need somebody to speak. Well, I'm speaking right now. You're going to need bikes, backpacks, filters to filter water. We already talked about the blankets, the food, or whatever. We also have an emergency. Do you see the emergency food packets there? Something very lightweight packets to drop in your bag that you add water to and you stir. Because the man that is in office right now, he is just so ego inflated right now. Until he's not thinking quite about the well-being of America. He seems to be a little bit misogynistic about women. And I'm not going to get into all of these different things, that's going on with his head when it comes to women's right to y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, I don't want to go too deep into that. Okay, we got a real big problem right here when it comes to that, because if you get yourself in a situation where you need an emergency, because you have a actual child, that a fetus that has stopped growing in your womb, and the heart does not beat anymore, that is going to make it illegal for you to have a procedure to have that situation taken care of, a miscarriage, those type of things that can set a woman up for sepsis. So that's a whole debauchery of issues going on. he signed executive orders to just end all of this stuff, Planned Parenthood, all of that stuff. But the biggest game he's playing right now is with those tariffs. And I'm telling you something, I can see this just as clear that he's barking up the wrong tree. And it is because he can care less if people who are depending on hemodialysis in their homes and people who are depending on ventilators in their homes, people who are in nursing homes and people in hospitals that depend on electricities is something called an LVAD. And LVAD is where your heart no longer is able to what beat, so you have a semi-artificial heart implanted in your heart to help to move that blood through the left ventricle. And you have to, in order to sustain your life, you have to charge the batteries, or you're no longer here. So as he plays games with Canada, this man is quite irritated up there. He's saying, well, we're just going to have to shut down the electricity. We have a problem here. Now, a lot of people might say, well, it's just propaganda or whatever, but I see darkness. I can't quite say it's in New York because that's what he's talking about, shutting down the electricity in New York. But New York has had some blackouts, so it may just be the blackout of New York. But there's going to be some places that are going to be blacking out. They're going to stay blacked out for a long time. We don't know exactly where it's coming or where it's going, but it's going to be a blackout. So people need to start learning how to improvise without electricity. This is just not the time to be getting sick and depending on medication to survive right now. Like high blood pressure pills. You got to find another way. Learn to because what I did, I depend on high blood pressure medicine. Okay. How you doing? Lysandra says, very true. I've been telling people about the man-made weather for years. I can look at the sky and those chemtrails and tell anyone what type of weather is coming and when something is coming. I can see a blackout right now, Lysandra. Hey, 420, how you doing? Hey, y'all, Beats. Beets. Are you saying eat beets? When my okay, I want to talk about the last attempt I tried to I didn't try, I did it. It's called an intermittent fasting. I did that, okay? And I may have, some of you all may have remembered me doing that. And I continue to take my medication, okay? But this is why I'm warning you all. If you try this, you definitely want to do some research on it, or maybe talk to your physician about it first. But I continued to take my medicine while I was intermittent fasting, and my blood pressure had drastically dropped to like 100 or 99 over 60 or 58. It was too low, and I was very, very sick. Okay. In addition to that, I'm on a heart pill that actually controls my heart, keep it from beating too fast. My heart rate had gotten down to 50. Okay, I was intermittent fasting. For me personally, and disclaimer, I'm not telling nobody to do this. When I was intermittent fasting, I didn't need blood pressure medicine. I didn't need anything to regulate my heart rate. My pressure automatically came down, because honestly, what keeps it up is the food that I eat. So the fact that I wasn't eating that type of food no more, and I was restricting myself only to eat between 11 a.m. and nothing else after 5 p.m., my blood sugar dropped, which I don't have blood sugar problems, but I'm just saying my blood sugar got too low. You see what I mean? And I was having all of the signs of hypoglycemia. You understand? And my heart was just beating just very slow, and I've never felt so sick like that. And they say you can actually have a cardiac arrest when if your heart rate gets too low. And I felt very nauseous for no reason. Very like I just wanted to throw up, but nothing would come up that was affecting my heart. So if anything was to happen, people who depend on high blood pressure medicine, they will have to go into what a intermittent. I'm not telling you to do that, but they will have to intermittent fast. They won't have medication. Their pressure will come under control. You see what I mean? But when you get into things like people who depend on like Synthroid because they no longer have a thyroid, they may depend on things like hemodialysis, dialysis treatments, and these type of things. There's no other way out but you need the electricity. You need the pharmacies to have electricity so that they can synthesize these medications for you. Like I say, I think this president is playing a dangerous game. Hopefully it's just a propaganda and a distraction. And if it is a distraction, that means something else is coming in the other direction. How you doing, Nisamina? How you doing? Am I saying your name right, Nisamina? How you doing? She says Naples / cactus works for blood pressure. Okay, thank you for letting us know that. I ran into some trouble because I was trying to regulate my blood pressure a while back, back 2018, with just taking, drinking things like hibiscus, just doing the herbal thing. I was doing hibiscus. I was doing quite a few herbs or what have you. They work. Don't get me wrong, for a minute, because I still had the high blood pressure medicine in my system. But after so long, my stomach just started getting bigger and bigger. I started retaining fluid. My blood pressure went up sky high. I had to wind up going to the hospital and being treated to make sure I didn't have a heart attack. So I was getting like these shots. They kept in the hospital 3 days. They were giving me shots in my stomach, left to the right, to the left, to the right, all night long. Lovenox to thin my blood. So that's why, I don't try to get off my medicine like that no more. I'm like, I think I'm going to take my medication. But if I ever decide to intermittent fast again, that's some trickiness. That's when you need to get under a doctor to kind of help you regulate something like that. Because everybody's body is different. I can't say that it'll work for you. It may not work for you. What worked for me might not work for you. It worked for my niece. My niece intermittent fast every other day. I intermittent fast for 7 straight days. Now, if you do it every other day, it may be safer, but that stuff it can be dangerous. You can go to sleep forever messing with something like that. I also noticed that I was very weak, you know. So I don't even know. I can't say that will sustain your life because you won't have any energy. I had absolutely no energy. My legs was buckling, and every time I made a step, it was my legs were weak. My pressure was down, but it's just my body was like, we can't do this. We got to have some food aboard. You know. So I just wanted to just talk about that, and I also I wanted to read this for people who believe that this is God creating this snow that came all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. Miami was covered in snow. I'm more north than Miami. I'm here in Alabama. We got a little dust in the grass. That's it. Streets never ever accumulated snow. But just 15 minutes down the road in Montgomery, Alabama, they got 2 inches. You couldn't even drive it. Very unnatural. And they call it the Arctic blast. Now, I want you all to use your reasoning and your logic. How could this Arctic blast skip over the central part of the United States? Hello? Or let's just talk about the northern central part of Alabama, okay? And go all the way down to the Gulf where Mobile is. And go all the way down to what? Miami down there where the Gulf is, which is only what, a couple of hours if you go on a boat to Cuba and just dust the entire place with almost 11 inches of snow. Physics do not work that way. Hmm? It was all man-made weather. And for people who don't believe this, I just want to read this little article. And I'm not saying this article is going to change your mind. Creating snowstorms. If you want to check this out, I can't see all of it. Okay. Go to Geo Engineering Watch. Go to that page. Type in DuckDuckGo and do your research there because Google is censored. And it gives you all kind of information on the things that they're hiding. Now, what interests me the most is why. Why would you want to create a snowstorm in Miami, New Orleans, the southern portions, all the way to the Gulf of Mexico? Snow was all over the sand. You got to know it's a reason for that. It is something that they're trying to kill with those cold temperatures. And we're still battling cold temperatures even now. They're saying, oh, we're going to have some more probably snow come Monday. They want to continue to blanket us with snow. This is record breaking. This is historical. Never has Miami ever gotten snow like that. And then they're just saying, oh, all this weird stuff. Like in 1849, we got this kind of snow or what have you. I don't believe it. No one was here in 1849. And I don't believe anybody got any kind of documents to have documented that. When they know this is something that is what they call record breaking, or they want to do their cover up to make it seem as if though it has happened before and is not unusual, they come up with these numbers like way before us all. It happened in 1750 and nah, I don't believe it. This is a tropical zone. It's very much tropical here. But the fact that they have been what? Engineering weather. Hello? It's not the same. Now we're going to lose quite a bit of citrus because our citrus trees cannot handle snow. So citrus prices are going to be on the rise. Any type of tropical fruits or what have you that we get from those places are going to be on the rise. So they're really trying to put people out of business, what they want to do, because a lot of people depend on that income. So it's called creating snow storms, okay? The gnawing bird pattern. So look that up if you don't believe me. KNOLLENBERG pattern. So there's actually a pattern here. Also, let's talk about the sun. They have a pattern on our sun. Why? I don't know. It makes me wonder. Because anything with a pattern on it had to be what? Manufactured. Also, you all need to know that they've already announced that you're going to see two moons. You're not going to see one, you're going to see two moons in the sky. I've been looking, I haven't found one yet, but I do see there is a body, a celestial body up there that is very bright and very, very close to us. Yes, 420, they're trying to kill them citrus crops down there. You know what I mean? They really want to just put people out of business who are like trying to sell us organics, because some places down there, well, it's a lot of people, a lot of corporations that grow tropical and citrus fruits for our grocery stores down there too. So if those were not covered like in greenhouses or protected or whatever, I think it may be a loss, y'all. So expect for citrus prices to go up. And citrus is very important for our immune system right now, but as they're trying to engineer what? This what? Ease, it'll make you more susceptible to what? This ease. And hard to what? Heal thy healthy. Name of the game. The engineered cool downs. This is not me making this up now. I just want y'all to know you're free to go and read this page called Geoengineering Watch. Please watch it. Don't take my words for it. There's a patent for this, creating snowstorms. All these snowstorms were engineered. They're not real. The snow was like powdery consistency, not like the snow that we've grown up with, which I don't even believe that was real. You see what I mean? Um, the engineered cool downs and artificial snowstorms are already in full swing in parts of the United States, even as the sweltering triple digit heat in the western U.S. continues to break high temperature records. Did you hear that? This article was written September the 11th of 2014. So this has been going on for quite a bit of time. But what is happening, it is getting worse. February, ain't nobody gonna listen to me. February is going to be one of the hottest on records. There is a what? Reaction for every action. The fact that they have used what? Artificial means to create this snow is going to ricochet and cause an effect of extreme heat. And I ain't for extreme heat either, because we got up to about 110 degrees here, and we got um that steam to go along with it. Humidity. Oh, it felt like we were dying. We felt like we were actually not gonna make it. And I lost my maple tree because during that time we were up in triple digits like that. It was not raining. So what they do, because I studied patterns, right around May, they just stop raining. It just doesn't rain, because they also see cloud and make it rain too. Okay, so y'all need to know that they make it rain too. Did y'all know that? So what they do is they ration out the rain in the south, and they keep that rain for the Poconos up there where they are, where they retreat up north to cool down. Hello? So you're not getting any rain between May, June, July, August, September, over there. Almost 6 months of no rain. The ground is so hard, it turns to powder. Hard as a rock. And the only reason why they start letting it rain right around November to December is because they need to get the temperatures down. And the only way to get the temperatures down is rain and moisture. Without that, it ain't happening. So, anyways, it says most of the population as of yet has no idea that the record cool downs in a record warm world are anything but natural. Even many anti geoengineering activists still seem unwilling to connect this important part of the puzzle. The patent below is for the purpose of artificial ice nucleation for weather modification. The climate engineers have been at this for a very long time. The patent is from 1966, but similar patents go all the way back to the 1950s. The more relevant parts of this patent are highlighted in yellow for easier review. This patent should give pause to those that still doubt the magnitude of what is happening in our skies. The weather makers do in fact own the weather. Listen. But their ongoing experiments will decimate Earth's life support systems beyond repair if they are allowed to continue. That's the ricochet I'm talking about. It's going to cause us to have one of the hottest summers. It's going to be record breaking. Lots of people are going to be here because of the heat that is coming. And it's a huge setup. A lot of folks that's losing their homes to all of these different fires and floods are trying to live outside in extreme cold and extreme heat. It's dangerous to be out in the elements like that. A mother and a father and a baby froze in a tent in North Carolina. They had nowhere to go. You got a lot of people trying to live in tents in these extreme temperatures. We're in the teens right now, back to back. Something that we're not necessarily used to, y'all. Anyways, I can't read that patent well because it's like blurry, so I can't read that patent. But if you'd like to read that patent, I think I can download it. Let me see if it'll let me download this to my what you call, you know. Let's download this again and let me see what it does. If I can read this patent. Okay. Now, I got the patent here, United States. Patent inventor Robert G. Nollenberg Mattoon III. Application number 538904. Weather modification method. Okay. Filed March the 25th, 1966, patented on October 19th, 1971. Assignee the United States of America as represented by the director. Okay, so this is an actual patent for weather modification, and people still around here saying it's God's word. God has something to do with it. They still sitting up here in the dark ages. Listen, the present invention relates to weather modification and more particularly to the production of rain or snow by introducing into natural atmospheric cloud seeding agents having a high solubility in water and a large endothermic heat of solution in water. And it goes on and on and on. The artificial production of rain or snow has consisted mainly of attempts to initiate the formation of ice particles into natural atmospheric clouds. And it's just a huge, just page after page after page after page. I mean, like, what else do you need to know? When I hear people talk about, oh, it's just God's work and the poles are shifting and the earth is now upside down, I really want to regurgitate that people could be that much in the dark. So what I do, I just separate myself from that because I just can no longer listen to that, because these people want to talk about it, but they don't want to do no research, and I'm not able to handle that. And they will call themselves enlightened. They will say that they're conscious and they're woke. It's just hard to believe that when you got, I mean, the Akashic records are here for you right here on the internet. No one should be in the dark anymore. It's just too much information floating around here. People are not doing their research, y'all. Is anybody in here a skeptic? Because if you're a skeptic, just let me know. Press one if you're a skeptic and you don't believe patents. You got a patent on the sun, also, which I'm really on the fence about what the sun is. Is that natural? Is the sun natural? So go on that page. They got so much stuff on here. Jet spraying and creating storms and engineering wildfires. Let's talk about California. All of those wildfires are engineered. They had what they call a fire cane. We've heard of a hurricane, but they had a fire cane. Hello? Let me tell you something. And a fire cane is where, it comes up from the ocean. I don't know how they did it. And some of that craziness is going to be coming up off the Gulf. The Gulf is going to heat up where you're going to have a lot of steam, water spouts coming that's going to be pushing a lot more humidity, and it's going to be unbearable to be able to exist here in the South, the kind of heat that's coming. So that fire cane, what it does, it looks like a cyclone of fire. You only hear about these kind of things, these weird kind of things here in the United States. I never hear anything about hurricanes in the continent of Africa or around the continent of Africa. Tornadoes in India and Asia. You just never hear about this stuff. You only hear about this place that is very unnatural. They engineer dis-ease and weather conditions. And socialism is all engineered. Psychologically, everything is engineered. You understand? They engineer how you think. They engineer how you make decisions. They engineer who you like and who you're supposed to. Most of the people we like is not even natural. We like them because we're engineered, we're programmed. We watch the internet, social media, and TV and magazines, and they tell us what we should find attractive and who we should like. It separates us from our soul tribe when we're living that way. So yeah, they got the engineering of wildfires. Y'all need to and this place got 49, looks like 49 million. No, 49. Yeah, 49 million visitors coming through here. Winter fire. Now, this is what we had. This is January the 10th, 2025. And I don't even know if we can even. I want to subscribe. They want me to subscribe. And I'm going to do it in a minute. Y'all subscribe to this so y'all can read, so y'all can be in the knowing and not be in the dark, thinking that God is creating these type of things. You understand? If you believe in a God, I don't know. I'm not here to judge. Everybody have their own belief system. I am not here to challenge it or debate it. Winter fire okay. Winter fire apocalypse. Fire apocalypse. Winter fire apocalypse. 90-second alert. January 10th, 2025. Okay. And it was written by Dane Wigington engineeringwatch.org. Cloud patterns directly over the Los Angeles fire zone on January 7th and 8th, the days the fire started, and accelerated. Your thoughts. Alarming satellite captures reveal frequency transmission impacts on aerosol cloud canopies over the LA firestorm zone. Apocalypse Fire Chief warns LA wildfire is worst case scenario. Worth, weather whiplash fueling LA's wildfire could make it cold, the costliest in history. Science alert. For over a decade and a half, Geoengineering Watch has warned of the coming firestorms. Worse is yet to come. Climate disruption operations must be fully exposed and halted. That effort will take all of us. So just read that because it's a lot. It's some videos on it and what have you. But a fire cane is definitely not natural. Just wind spinning like a cyclone with fire. That's not natural. And they do. Someone has exposed it that there's a actual plane with a laser beam that can fly over certain areas and like laser beam these particular areas. There is on TikTok lots of exposure as far as these smart cities. They are actually going up. You can see some of them already pop, but they're already in China. It's just a place with no trees, no plants, no nothing, but just dust and dirt and these kind of cement block buildings that everybody will live in, crowded up on each other. A select few will live in these places to continue to operate this matrix. The rest that are useless, well, they got something for those people. And we already know, you know. Y'all know I can't talk about too much and everything. Y'all know what they do. Where's the homeless in San Francisco? That's all I gotta say. These fires are spreading. They also have them right now in San Diego, and just spreading all over Southern Cali right now. So, you know, I don't know if y'all know anybody in Southern Cali or what have you. Maybe they can give you all more information. Some people say, I don't believe it. I think it's AI and there is no fires. So everybody's got their own opinions on it. I kind of feel like there are some fires going on there, but a lot of people are like saying, well, there's no fires here. It may not be fires in your neck of the wood, but it's some fire going on in California. Oh, they are definitely exposing a lot of these different programs that are responsible for a lot of the destruction that is going on here right now in America. Okay. Okay, 420 says, hey, mama, Mr. BBB 333 posted a video today with the melting snow, and it looks like spider webs. I can post the link if you want. Oh, please do that. Because I was sitting here, okay, and thinking, okay, we know it's kind of weird and unnatural for places like Florida and New Orleans to get snow all the way to the sandy beaches. But I always ask why. Now you got me formulating different types of scenarios in my head. You know what I mean? Thinking of all kind of theories as to like what could be. You see, spider webs, huh? It's like they're trying to layer and blanket the surfaces of. I know one lady. I think what a lady, she lives in Florida. She told me she had like, I think they had a few inches of snow. She kept telling me it didn't smell right. She said not the snow itself, but she said the atmosphere did not. She said something does not smell right. She said, I cannot describe what this is, but it just don't smell right. And I remember just before the fires in California, which I'm a good little piece from Cali. I'm in Alabama. I kept telling everybody it, and then I heard a man in California saying it too, that what he was smelling, and I smelled it here too. They say it smells like rotten eggs. Well, that I know that there is one chemical that smells like that. Well, two of them, sulfur, and we talked about sodium hydroxide. See, y'all, I don't think y'all heard me talk about that. And I was saying, just before that fire, and I think 2 days later, the fire took place in California, I was smelling. I kept telling everybody, I said it smelled like fuel, like you can just strike a match and actually, some just really catch on fire. I'm not just talking, we know that oxygen is flammable. So we strike a match, we get a flame. But this is like a fire accelerator. It's like the best thing that I can describe that it smelled like. And we were driving on the countryside, and I was telling everybody. I said fire drops are coming from the sky. It was raining fire. So this may just be their new way of starting more fires. Get the atmosphere good and flammable. You know, And from there, all it takes is what? A spark. And we got fire. So be kind of leery about that smell. And then that's when I was telling you all, I said, it's going to be a wise thing in the up and coming weeks, months, perhaps, maybe years, to invest in a gas mask. There's going to come a time where people walking around with a gas mask is just going to be routine as they continue to play games with these different chemicals and stuff like that in the atmosphere. If the great mud flood don't get them, that's why I was saying they're retreating into the interior of the earth. Like lots of people have been reporting that their fences have been vibrating out west and stuff like that. A lot of vibration in the ground itself, and that is because they got this drill machine, drilling a tunnel so that they can, run under there. When it gets to a point, either the masses come for them or these triple digits get, unbearable. They're going to be under there. And, you know, it's not going to be a good idea for them to go there because you got a lot of different gases under there, like radon gas, and some places where there's absolutely no oxygen there. And I know what they're doing. They're going to put their pipes and ventilators out there so they'll be able to breathe under there and stuff like that, and ventilate the different gases and stuff like carbon monoxide and stuff from the different vents so that they can survive under there. But what they don't understand, there's a such thing called mud flooding that is going to be the actual it's going to seal what the deal. It's going to be the lid on the coffin. Because, if there's going to be another great mud, when the great mud, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because the earth shoots out mud and covers everything up every so often. This is how come certain portions of the buildings up there in New York is covered. Like the windows, you can tell they're covered up at the bottoms. And they have sketches of where at one time these buildings were standing tall. You can see all the windows now. Portions of the window is like buried under the ground because it's been mud flooded up there. It's been mud flooded down here, and mud flooding is coming. If you don't know what mud flooding is, you need to look that up. That's where there's a hole that just pops up in the earth and it just starts spewing out mud. There is absolutely nothing that can prevent that. That's the earth just shedding the old skin and creating new. Hmm. So that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to talk about that. Dark days are ahead. You're gonna have some blackouts, and those blackouts are coming between now and the next 30 days. Total blackout. Give me a little room to 90 days. Total blackout. Only thing about it, I can't pinpoint exactly where it is, and I don't like to mess with that. Because if I wasn't messing with the location, then those people up there in North Carolina, maybe some of them could have been saved. Because I told y'all, I said a great flood was coming, and I kept saying North Dakota and South Dakota, but it turned out to be what? North Carolina. So I don't like to put no places on that. I don't like to do that. So just everybody be looking out. Have your candles ready. Have your batteries ready. Whatever it takes to survive. Start forming your communities. Okay. The Temple of Crossroads, which is a nonprofit organization, will be showing people how to start their own permaculture garden or survival, a living lifestyle to be able to grow your own food under any kind of conditions, drought, cold, or whatever kind of conditions. You can't hardly grow anything straight out the ground. We're looking now to elevate um, garden planters and things of that nature, raising things off the ground because it just don't rain. Irrigation systems when it's droughting. We're competing against a lot of things. We're competing against drought. We're competing against cold. We're competing against heat. We're competing against pests like ants, squirrels. I mean, the list goes on. And just people, just thieves just coming in to steal your food. So that's a lot. It's not easy to grow food. Oh, now you're going over my head now. You said, I don't know if you heard, but apparently in Ski BD, they are sending the Chinese to send dark matter. Sky Biddy? I don't know anything about that at all. I've heard of dark matter though. Briefly, tell us about the dark matter, if you don't mind. We're grasping for any information we can possibly get our hands on so that it's a lot of people, uh, you know, um, deep down in them, they know that impending doom is coming and they really want to have an idea of what they can do to ease themselves. They want to know. The intuition is telling them that something dreadful is coming. So if you can, give us a little bit more information on that. 420 says, yes, we all need the vitamin C. Yeah, the natural vitamin C at that. They said we're the only beings on the planet that, mammals that don't produce vitamin C. Animals like dogs and cats produce their own vitamin C. It is said that's how come, like if you sneeze, you got the flu and you sneeze by your dog, the dog don't catch it. The animals don't be catching all the stuff. They got their own little stuff that they do catch. You know what I mean? But a lot of the stuff that we catch, like the flu and that other stuff that you can't talk about or whatever, colds and stuff like that, they don't get that. They don't get the sniffles and all of that. You know what I mean? You're right, Lashandra. Lashandra says China created their own sun and moon. Yes, they sure did. And see, I'm inclined to believe that if China did it, that some other places did it too. We just hadn't gotten any coverage. So a lot of those brighter lights that you're seeing in the sky up there, it's a chance that those are some of the actual suns and moons that they're creating. You know what I mean? Now, you see. So when they say, "Oh, you're gonna see two moons up there and everything," they're getting you prepared for what the stunt they're getting ready to pull. But I'm gonna get. I want to talk about satellites on one of my other videos. I ain't gonna get into that right now because I'm gonna talk to y'all about these things that are in suspended animation and they just gravitate in the sky. We're gonna get into that, but not this video right here. That'll make this video too long. Thank you. I got a moderator in here. My moderator. That's a moderator in here because one of these messages was held back. I don't know what it is, but I can't acknowledge the moderator because they're not texting in here. If I know there's a moderator in here, so could you please just throw a hello so I can just acknowledge? Thanks. Yeah, unless YouTube did this. And I want to see who it is. I want to see what this is. Let's see. Let's see it. Oh, okay. YouTube did that. So somebody put a message here and YouTube actually held it up. I'm very curious because, like, in a sense, it could be somebody who's trying to bring in some knowledge that we really know about because, like censorship is big time, you know what I mean, on YouTube right now. And I think it's coming to TikTok. Well, we know it's coming to TikTok. TikTok don't look the same, y'all. I don't know about what y'all think. I also wanted to tell y'all that, when TikTok shut down, some people actually uninstall the app, I guess out of frustration or whatever. And now they want to reinstall it and they can't. Now some people say, okay, in order to reinstall it, you change your VPN and you can reinstall it from somewhere else. Like you can change your VPN maybe to Australia and then reinstall it. I'm not sure. But some people said that they changed their VPN but a lot of people cannot reinstall TikTok right now. So the fact that these people cannot reinstall TikTok right now on eBay, people are selling their cell phones that have TikTok installed on there upwards to $50,000. So I said I wanted to see it for myself. It's floating around TikTok, and I went to eBay, and sure enough, it's true. The highest one I saw was an iPhone for $50,000, and they wanted $50,000 because they got CapCut on there, and you know what they did to CapCut. They also took CapCut down, and people uninstalled CapCut, so they want to get CapCut back because CapCut was pretty good. I have all of that on my phone and everything right now. So it's like, wow, I actually got, I have 2 tablets that got TikTok on it, and I have 4 phones that got TikTok apps on it. I'm like, oh, it would be nice, wouldn't it? But your phone is only worth as much as someone would want to pay for it, so I like to see somebody actually get up and pay 50 grand. Is TikTok really that valuable? Had y'all heard about that news? TikTok apps on phones are going on eBay for that kind of money. I was looking for you to talk about the dark matter. I saw somebody, I don't know how true it is. I saw some people manipulating that stuff. Oh, that was black goo. They had the black goo, and I don't know if it was AI or CGI. You just really can't tell now, lady. She was like taking it and balling it up, and it was rolling itself back out. She pick it up and gather it back up and put it to a small ball and just, or what have you. I thought that was very interesting. Okay, so evidently they're not going to talk about the dark matter. But anyways, y'all, I'm going over to my other channel if y'all want to follow me over there so I can talk more in detail about what I can't talk about here. Okay? How about that? 9. Thank y'all for showing up.